Hey my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to talk with you about 5 reasons why people don't like you. In this video, I'm going to cover all of the reasons why people might not like you, and if you understand exactly why, you are either going to make changes or you will become more confident in who you are. So please listen up. Now before I get into this video, I want to explain to you that the 5 reasons that I'm about to share are because of extremities. In other words, the reason why people might not like you is because you are too extreme. Now, let me get into my first point by saying that the number 1 reason why people might not like you is because you are too evasive or you're too straightforward. Now, if you're too evasive, that means that people see you as vague. People see you as non-direct. People see you as someone that they can't really trust because you're not someone that's willing to tell them everything that they need to know. But on the other side of it, if you're too straightforward, you tell people the truth too fast, too often, and too directly. Sometimes being too straightforward can come off as rude. It can come off as brash. It can come off as if you don't care about the other person's feelings. Now, whether you are too evasive or too straightforward, you have to find a way to have a balance. Because if you're always avoiding certain people and you just can't tell them exactly what you think or how you feel, then they're not gonna like you for who you are because they want to connect with someone that's a little bit more straightforward. And on the other side of things, if you're too straightforward and you're always telling people exactly how it is, then they might need you to tone it down a little bit and be more sensitive to their needs. Either way, figure out how to achieve a balance, and I guarantee you will be able to influence more people in your life. The second reason why people don't like you is because you're either too dishonest or you're too honest. Now obviously, being dishonest is something you never want to be. You never want to be perceived as a cheater or a liar or a deceiver or a manipulator. Because if people are only seeing you as someone who only wants to get their way, then they're going to do their best to avoid you. They're not gonna like you because they know that you bring that mentality into their atmosphere. And nobody wants to be around someone who is dishonest. Now, on the other side of things, if you're too honest, people perceive you as someone that they cannot be friendly with. They perceive you as someone that they cannot gossip around. And even though being too honest is a great virtue, sometimes people don't like to hear the truth. And even if you tell them the truth in a way that they don't want to hear it, you're still going to offend them because they're not ready for it. I'm sure there's been so many times where you saw someone that was afflicted with a pain. You saw that they were in trouble. You saw that they were going downhill and they were heading into the wrong direction. But you came into their life and you spoke to them. You brought the light into their darkness. And because they weren't ready to receive your truth, to hear your instructions, to take your advice, they eventually faded away. They left because you were too truthful. Now, if you're too truthful, there's nothing that you can do about it except to be more truthful or to minimize the level of truth that you give to certain people. If you look at all the people in your life, whether it's your friends, your family, your acquaintances, your neighbors, whomever, you might see some people who are deep in their struggle. And you might feel like you're the kind of person that needs to give them advice. But what if I told you that they don't want your advice? What if I told you that they need to figure it out themselves? I know what it feels like to be rejected. I know what it feels like to be a master teacher, watching people struggle, knowing that they need the help. But I've also learned that I cannot force myself upon other people. And that's the truth. If you force your lessons upon someone who is not ready to receive them, then it's only going to cause strife in your life. It's only going to turn them off. It's only going to make them feel that you think that you're better than them. And if someone perceives that you're more superior than they are, they're not going to want to talk with you. They're not going to like you because they know deep down inside that they're doing the wrong thing and they know that you're going to help them to go into the right direction. So my friends, I want you to understand that being too dishonest will never work. And being too honest will only work if the person is ready to receive the truth. The third reason why people don't like you is because you're either too laid back or you're too aggressive. If you're too laid back, what it basically means is that you don't care. You have a nonchalant attitude. You're not in a rush to get things done. And if there's people in your life that are so ambitious and they see that you're laid back, they're going to be turned off by you. Now, if you're too aggressive, that probably means that you always want to get things done. You're pushing people because you know that they're capable of doing so much more. Now, the last thing that you ever want is if you're too aggressive with someone who is too laid back. Or if you're too laid back and you're just telling an aggressive person to relax. It never works out because there's two different people that have two different objectives. While one person is trying to relax, the other person is trying to work, and they're trying to push themselves past their own limits. So wherever you are, try to find a balance. Try to meet people where they're at. Because if you're too aggressive, you just have to tone it down for laid back people. And if you're too laid back, you just have to step it up for people who want you to do more. If you understand this approach, it can change everything. And it can help you to attract more friends into your life. The fourth reason why people don't like you is because you are either too ugly or you're too attractive. Now, I really want to make this clear because if you're perceived as someone who's ugly or unattractive, it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot improve yourself. Now, I know there's a lot of people in this world that are shallow. And 99% of people are going to judge you based on how you look. But it doesn't mean that you cannot make any changes. In fact, when I was growing up in high school, a lot of people called me ugly. A lot of people told me that I was not attractive. They told me I was annoying. They told me that I didn't look good enough or that I wasn't their kind. But that didn't stop me from improving myself. Even though I had thick bifocals and yellow teeth, I knew that I could make a change. I knew that I could do something different. I knew that I can improve my style and dramatically work on my body. Now, I know some people might be saying, Daniel, that's hard to believe. I look at you and you look like a model. But my friends, look, I want to let you know that sometimes people will not see you for who you really are. You can never force someone to like you. You can't force someone to be attracted to you. You cannot even make someone think that all of a sudden you're their kind. I guarantee you that there's probably been a lot of times where you tried to fit into a different culture, or maybe you tried to pursue a boyfriend or girlfriend that wasn't attracted to you, or perhaps you tried to enter into a friend group that wasn't appropriate for you because of how they perceived you. When this happens, all you need to do is to look for people who truly appreciate you. Now that I made myself clear, I want to let you know that the other reason why people might not like you is because you're too good looking. Maybe you have the body that they want. Maybe you have eyes they've never seen. Maybe you have features that they just can't relate to. Look, I've seen so many people who have lost opportunities just because they look too good. It might sound crazy, but people are intimidated by you when you're beautiful, when you're good looking, when you're handsome. And if you're someone who carries positive physical attributes, you don't have to downplay it. You just have to understand it. You have to be able to relate to people in ways that they cannot relate to you. If you're a tremendously good-looking person that's seeking an opportunity, what you need to do is to relate to the person that you're seeking the opportunity from. You need to make it clear that you're someone who could be depended on, that you're someone who could be looked at, that you're someone who could be related to. Now, I've seen a lot of good-looking people who haven't made this adjustment. Maybe they just use their good looks to get to where they want to go, or they use their good looks to seduce people. My friends, you have to make a change. Because being good looking has its pros, but it also has its cons. Make sure to use your good looks in a positive way, and don't ever make other people feel unworthy. And the fifth and final reason why people might not like you is that you're either too unavailable or you're too available. Simply put, you're never there for people, or you're always there for people so much so that it annoys them. Now, whether you look upon your life and you see friends, family, neighbors, and everyone, right? Everyone you can think of, you're always going to know the people that are never available, the people that you call, they won't answer, they won't email you back, they won't text you, they're just not there. But you're also going to know the people that are always there, the people that are texting you too much, they're emailing you too much. They're always there by your side, and they're offering a little bit more than you need from them. Now, if you see what they're doing, it will allow you to understand what you're doing. What I'm basically saying is that some of their traits might affect you because what you see in them is also what you see in yourself. If you're someone who's always hounding people down, it's probably because you've been hounded down too. You've been approached in a way that was too aggressive, and so you feel that you should assimilate the same behavior and do it to other people. Or maybe you've been deserted, maybe you've been neglected, maybe you've been left alone for too long and you think that that's what other people want. And so you're too unavailable for them. Or maybe you're too busy for them because you know what it takes to get things done. And you haven't been available because you know that during the holidays and during certain seasons, people want you to be a certain type of way for them that you don't want to be for them. And even though you might be busy, you have to make yourself available. You have to make it known that you care. Because people don't care about how much you know unless they know how much you care. They don't care about how rich you might be or how connected you are or how talented you are. They don't care about any of those things. What they care about is whether or not you're available. Because the best ability is availability. And if you're available for the right people in the right ways at the right time, then you're going to be seen as someone who is needed. You're going to be paid exactly what you're worth. And you're going to get to the places that you know that you deserve to go. Now, like I said, there's another extreme. Being too available. Because when you're too available, people are turned off by you always being there. If you're always showing up at your friend's house, or you're knocking on the same door of opportunity, and you're always pushing in the same way every single day, then eventually people will be turned off by your antics. They're not going to necessarily tell you straight up that they don't want to see you anymore, but you're going to get a hint. And eventually, if you do push them hard enough, they will make it known, and it will be an unpleasant experience. So try to figure out a way that you can be available, but not too available for the people you know you need to serve the most. So there you go, my friends. I just shared with you 5 reasons why people don't like you. If you understand this video, make sure to type yes in the comment section below. If this video has motivated you and helped you to make some changes, make sure to also leave it in the comment section. Guys, this is Daniel Alley. I hope you really enjoyed everything I shared with you today. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button, and share this video with someone else who really needs it. My friends, always do big things and do whatever it takes to reach the next level of your life. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.